If you're all about the C's, you have come to the right place. We're always talking about the latest Celtics news and rumors. So go down and hit that subscribe button right now. I am Will Scott. Welcome into Boston Celtics Today. We're talking about the topic that's been trending on Celtics Twitter all day. Jaylen Brown was interviewed by The Ringer. He was asked about his commitment in Boston, and he said, quote, "I don't know." So non-committal about his future in Boston. We're going to talk about what he said, and here is what he said in that interview with The Ringer. "I don't know about my future in Boston. As long as I'm needed, it's not up to me. We'll see how they feel about me over time, and I feel about them over time. Hopefully, whatever it is, it makes sense. But I will stay where I'm wanted. I will stay where I'm needed and treated correct. I just enjoy the time that you have now. If it's your whole career, if it's not, it's not. Some of the greatest players of all time haven't finished with their organization. Michael Jordan retired a Wizard." Look, I'm not trying to overreact to this, but just going off of those comments, it doesn't sound promising when you're talking about Jaylen Brown's future in Boston. Him saying, well, some players don't play their entire career in organization. Look at MJ. Then he was like, I want to be where I'm treated correctly. You know, I don't know about my future in Boston. There are just a lot said there that doesn't sound promising if you are a Celtics fan. Now, of course, Jaylen Brown was frustrated last summer when his name continued to get brought up in the Kevin Durant trade rumors. In fact, Shams Charania of The Athletic reported that the Celtics offered a deal for Kevin Durant. That included Jaylen Brown, and JB took to Twitter right after that report, and it was a cryptic tweet. He apparently wasn't very happy. Now, he's still having a great season, arguably the best of his career, made his second All-Star team this season. He is going to be a unrestricted free agent after the conclusion of next season, which is why, a lot of these rumors with Jaylen Brown are starting to come up. We're thinking ahead to the conclusion of next season. Will Jaylen Brown be with the Celtics beyond 2024? Again, he's a free agent in the summer of 24. Type Y for yes or type in for no down in the comments section. Go down and let me know, is Jaylen Brown going to stay a Celtic? Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Is the pinned comment, so reply to it when an ad break comes. Jaylen Brown also said this in the interview, talking about his conversations with Brad Stevens during the Kevin Durant stuff. You just have to be able to say, this is what's real, Brad Stevens said. This is where we are. Obviously, you and Jason are the two guys that we've built the whole roster around. You just have to be able to say, once we all got together and kind of talked it through, we all left on the same page. But the actions that were taking place during that time, it just didn't seem like that was the direction the organization was going in. I don't know. It was hard to tell, at least. So Jaylen Brown also kind of saying that, yeah, Brad Stevens was saying one thing, but I kind of felt the organization was doing another thing. So there's just a lot said in this interview that was a little bit alarming if you're a Celtics fan that wants Jaylen Brown to stay in Boston long term. And I don't think there's any Celtics fans out there that do not want Jaylen Brown in Boston long term. And you have to wonder what's going to happen if the Celtics do not win it all. There are going to be changes made to this basketball team coming into this season, even after the Ime Udoka stuff. I think that it was kind of a title or bust mentality for the Celtics when you consider what happened last year, losing the NBA Finals, and when you consider what they did in the first half of this season, looking unstoppable, looking like clearly the best team in the NBA. Now, that unfortunately has not been the case the second half of the season. The other day, they fell to the 3rd seed. Now they're back to the 2 seed. We'll talk about the standings here in a second. But the Celtics do not look like the title favorite right now. I still feel like they can win the title. But if the Celtics do not win the title, you have to imagine what's going to happen. You have to wonder what's going to happen this summer. What if Brad Stevens goes to Jaylen Brown, tries to get an extension done? Jaylen Brown says, no thanks. What are they going to do? They don't want to lose him in free agency after next year for nothing. So there's going to be some tough decisions made within this organization if the Celtics do not win the title this year. And I feel like if the Celtics win the title this year, Jaylen Brown might sign the dotted line on an extension. If not, it's it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We'll get into more here in a second. But first, I want to tell you about this great deal we have on this Celtics shirt. It's on sale right now. Chatsports.com/Celtics shirt. We've talked about some hoodies and whatnot, but it's starting to get, the weather's starting to get a little bit better in Boston. So you want to get that short sleeve Celtics shirt, chatsports.com/Celtics shirt. That link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Go and rep the C's. Hope you're going to be repping the C's tonight. Big game against the Sacramento Kings, tipping off at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Celtics a 5-point favorite on the road. The total at 238. Kings right now are third in the West. The Celtics are second in the East. So it is going to be an interesting matchup here tonight. Here are my 3 keys to victory here for Boston. You're going to have to slow down Sacramento. They're very good at home, and they have the best offense in the NBA, averaging over 121 points per game. So you got to slow them down, just kind of limit their open looks because they're a good shooting team. If they get some looks, they're going to be draining those threes. You do not want that to happen. Number 2 is Jason Tatum being Jason Tatum, because when Jason Tatum is Jason Tatum, the Celtics win. When Jason Tatum is not Jason Tatum, the Celtics lose. It's pretty simple. Last game, JT had 15 points, and they lost. So Jason Tatum has got to play better than he's played during this kind of rocky stretch. And if Tatum goes for, let's say, 30, 35, 40, I think the Celtics got this one in the bag tonight. Number 3 is to finish strong. That is something the Celtics have struggled doing the last couple of weeks, and it's a reason that they have not played as well the second half of the season. They've been leading games, and they have not been able to finish. I expect the Celtics to jump out to lead tonight. You have to be able to finish this game. You can't afford any letdowns at this point of the season. And this is a good Sacramento Kings team. We have not been able to say that in a long time about a Kings team in March, but this is a good Sacramento team. You've got to play your best basketball here on the road tonight. Avoid them lighting the beam over there in Sacramento. Who do you got tonight? Do you have the Celtics or do you have the Kings? Type BOS or SAC down in the comment section. Go down and chime in. Taking a look at the updated Eastern Conference standings. So because the Sixers lost their last game, they have fallen back to third. So the Celtics in second right now behind the Bucks. You got the Cavs, you got the Knicks, you got the Nets, you got the Heat, and you have the Hawks. So the Celtics still have a shot at the 1 seed. It's pretty unrealistic at this point, but if the Celtics can, finish strong this last stretch of the season, maybe they'll get back into that 1 seed conversation. Appreciate all of you watching. Go down, subscribe to the channel if you want more Boston Celtics content.